Sorry about that. Okay, back to part 2. Alright, so I had talked to her face to face and said, I don't appreciate what you're doing. I know what you're doing. This is bullshit. I don't like you. You don't like me. Let's just stay off in our own little corners, do our jobs, only deal with each other when we have to deal with group projects, and leave it at that. And I told her if she continued on doing it, she would be sorry. Now, I know that she took this as a challenge because she just had that smart-ass little smile on her face. Like, oh yeah, what you gonna do about it? She probably thought I was gonna report her to my boss. But I'm not the type of person that likes to go off and whine and cry to my boss going, teacher, she did this. Teacher, she did that. I don't do that. And she continued on. I even gave her an entire week to continue on to do it, and she did it every day of that week. So I did something that I knew that would get her so hot, so angry, that she would stop doing it. What I said in the middle of everyone, I waited till she did this in the break room so I could be loud when I did it, was, you know, and I said her name, coworker 1, or you know, coworker, I know that I'm hot, and I know that I'm dead sexy, and I know that you want me, but you gotta stop trying to physically touch me all the time. Now, I know that was mean, and I know that was horrible, because especially since I know that how she feels about homosexuals is probably how you feel about homosexuals, if not worse. So that was even more of a slap in the face and an embarrassment. Now, granted, everyone at work knew she wasn't gay, but they were laughing because they thought what I did was damn-ass funny. And so the thing was is that no matter how mean or horrible this was technically, the thing was is that she never did it again. And that was what I was trying to do. Now, granted, she got in my face, and I mean, we're talking nose to nose. If you know, you probably thought we were kissing. That's how close she was. And she was screaming at the top of her lungs, "Don't you ever in your life suggest that I would ever do something like that and be attracted to someone like you," just going on and on and on. And I'm doing my best not to laugh my ass off. But the thing is, and the point is that I took care of it without going to my boss and telling on her like a little child. Because we are adults in the workplace, and that is what we act like. Now, granted, it did get back to my boss, because she went running into my boss and told her it's either her or me. My boss expected an explanation if she was going to fire somebody, and so she told her what happened, and my boss called me in and said, and she started to laugh and said that was really funny and rather inventive, and thank you for not throwing it on my desk, because it would be very awkward to have a sexual harassment suit between two women, especially if one's a lesbian. Okay, let's continue on, shall we? As I said before, if a man is just simply asking you out on a date, that is not sexual harassment. But if he continues to act like an asshole, if he continues to leer, if he continues to touch, or to pat you on the ass, or touch your boobs, or continue to ask you out, whether it's complimentary or not, you know, he doesn't have to be an asshole. Sometimes they are assholes about it. Sometimes they're not. But if the woman says, you know what, I'm not comfortable with you doing this, and I would really appreciate it if you stop, and the man does not stop, then he deserves some sort of disciplinary action. Okay. Oh, here we go with the polls again. Alright, she always says that if a man and a woman are married and they divorce, one of them leaves, it's always the woman that leaves the man, which I find rather hard to believe. And of course, here we go with the 90%. It's 90% of the women that leave the men. Again, I'd like to see you cite your sources on this. And again, show me your sources, and I will apologize with a face video and show your sources. And if, for God forbid, a man should actually leave a woman, 90% of that time it's because the woman did not want to look like the asshole and drove the man to leave her by nitpicking and nitpicking and nitpicking until the man couldn't take it and officially left. Boy, you really don't... For someone who says that they place men on a pedestal, you really don't think much of men, do you? Okay, okay. She asks, why would a man want to get married if chances are the wife will divorce him, kick him out of his own home, take his own child, make him pay money to her, and then get with another guy? Well, yeah, why would someone want to do that? The thing is, though, the women are taking just as much of a chance of that happening. I'm sorry. Yes, women can be assholes and women can be bitches. And as a lesbian who dates them, I can attest to that. I agree with you on that, Cassie. But men are pricks as well. Sorry, it's not just gender biased here. Okay. Now this one, I don't understand where she's coming from. She says, unattractive women can get sex and attention from the most desirable men. She's saying the top 15% of men, because everybody goes after the top 15% of men. But an unattractive man does not have that same option. Bullshit, Cassie, because it happens all the time. Yes, women go after the most desirable men. Some don't. Some women find different things attractive than other women. Women do not all want the same thing. And if you think so, then, dude, where the fuck did you get your womanhood card or whatever? I mean, I don't want the same things that you do. I mean, obviously, I like women and you don't, but I'm talking about characteristics, what I look for in a partner, what I look for someone that I want to marry or date. And heterosexuality and homosexuality have nothing to do with that. The only thing that has to do with is the sex of the partner. Okay. I got news for you. Bill Gates. Ugly little toad. Nerdy little toad. But he's married he's dated the most beautiful women. He's married a beautiful woman. I'd say cream of the crop. Why? Money. Brains. Power. Yes, the bottom guys can get and do deal with the cream of the crop women, and do it all the time. It's not just women who are gold diggers. It's men too. Okay. She states, men aren't jerks. It's just math. If every woman or most women are going after 15% of the top men, how can you expect them not to act like jerks? They shouldn't be vilified. They should be applauded for being choosy. Okay, earlier on in this video, you were giving women a hard time because they go after the top 15% of men because they are choosy, and now you're applauding men because they're choosy too? Guess what? You should be choosy. This is your life mate that you are ultimately looking to go after. Okay? You're going to date a few people to decide who you like enough to marry. You know, you're saying that women are choosy, and that's all due to the sexual revolution and feminism. Don't you think that you deserve the best? Don't you think that you should marry someone that you love, Cassie? You're in your 20s. You're bitching and whining that feminism and the sexual revolution has declined how people, they don't get married anymore. You're saying divorce should be very, very hard to get. Well, that's another thing that I agree with you on. People get married at the drop of a hat. People get married for the stupidest reasons and then end up getting a divorce when the first bad thing comes along. I'm sorry, I happen to agree with Cassie on this. Marriage is work. You shouldn't just get married to someone just because you like them enough to date them. This is a lifetime commitment, folks. And here we go at 9:38. Jesus Christ, it's going to be a 3-parter.